I'm not one of those yoga guys. I'm not one of those gurus. I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit there and tell you to meditate and tell you that, I've got this all figured out and that I'm the most present guy ever. All right, what is going on today? Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I, Mark, get to openly talk about, depression, anxiety, a bunch of different topics that surround mental health, self-development, struggles that I've gone through, and techniques and ways that I've used to overcome a lot of the struggles that I've gone through as well. If you're brand new to this kind of stuff, welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. And if you're not new to this, then thank you so much for supporting it. But let's jump into what it is I want to chat about today, which is something that I'm still working on myself, something that I'm not actually the master of yet, but it's something that, is kind of commonly talked about. It's something that I've been struggling with and something that I've been working on a lot more recently. And that is being more present with yourself when you're alone or with others when you're, in company. And look, I'm not one of those yoga guys. I'm not one of those gurus. I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit there and tell you to meditate and tell you that, I've got this all figured out and that I'm the most present guy ever. I've got a short attention span and I, just like everybody else, I'm addicted to my phone. I'm always on my phone or on my computer, or when I'm with friends, I'm, checking out different things on Instagram. I'm scrolling through social media and, I'm victim to this the same way that you guys are. And now I'm going to go over, I guess, a couple of the techniques that I use, tips and tricks that I use to try my best to be more present, not only when I'm by myself, but also when I am with other people. And these are things that, have been helping me out. So I'm going to start sharing them with you. So 2 different times that you should be present. Obviously, when you're by yourself and when you're within company, when you're with company. And when you're by yourself, it's important to be present because, if you're not being present, you're kind of just running through the same old routines and habits. If you're not present, it's really difficult to be grateful for things, and it really leads to a lot of times where, I've been stressed or anxious or even depressed if I'm not being, present in the moment. And what I mean by being present in the moment is being aware of your surroundings, being aware of, the realities that are around you, not just the anxieties that you're having in your head or the random thoughts that have been bringing you down, but being actually present with the moment and being present with what is actually going on where you are, I guess. And so when you're by yourself and you're not being present, you're probably, your mind's racing maybe thinking about things that could happen to you, or maybe thinking about things that, have happened to you, or social situations or anything that's been bothering you. Maybe something traumatic has happened and it's been stuck in your head and you can't get out of the past. That right there is a perfect example of not being present. And so if you are not being present and you want to get present, obviously there's going to be people that are going to tell you that you can do things like yoga or you can do things like meditate. But those things were really difficult for me to do because, I didn't know much about them, and I kind of had this weird stigma about them as well in my head, so I never really wanted to try them. And when I did try them, I wasn't really good at them. So one of the techniques that I use is obviously, I guess it's a form of meditation, but basically I just try and be aware of my 5 senses. And I've talked about this in an episode a long time ago, but I thought it'd be time to maybe bring it back up. And so what I mean by, thinking about your senses, you think about, maybe your sense of smell. If you can smell any smells, maybe the coffee brewing in the kitchen, maybe it was, your breath from your last meal, whatever you can smell in the room, maybe a candle or something like that. And then start to think about the things that you can see. Like I can see, this light or my phone or my TV in the background or, whatever, my fridge, whatever you can see around you. Maybe you're looking at, this cool picture on my desktop right here. I don't know. Maybe you got like some taste still on your tongue from whatever you ate that's making your breath stank. Maybe you could taste something. Maybe you could feel something. Maybe you could feel your body, feel how warm it is, feel how cold it is, feel how, I don't know. You could just feel just take note of how your body feels. Maybe your feet are cold. Maybe your hands are warm. Maybe you're wearing a cool cardigan sweater like this and you're feeling kind of warm. Maybe you left your window open, you got a breeze maybe running across your face, but just like kind of like how you're feeling, like physically, like what you can feel. Is there another sense I'm forgetting? Things that you can hear, that's what it is. Hearing things. So I don't know, maybe you can hear some sounds. Maybe you're listening to music. Maybe there's a plane flying over your house. Maybe there's some noise going on in the background. Maybe your neighbor's doing some construction. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm doing construction in your neighborhood. Whatever it is. So your senses, just be a bit more aware of them, and perhaps that will bring you into the present moment. If you're finding yourself scrolling through Instagram or Facebook as you listen to this, just put your phone down and look around. Maybe even while listening to this, you've zoned out because my voice has just been rambling on. But if you're paying attention to this right now, take a second, pause the episode, take a look around you, take a deep breath, breathe deeply into your stomach, let it out, hold that exhale for a couple seconds, and do what I just told you to do with your senses. See what you can see, hear what you can hear, taste what you can taste, smell what you can smell, feel what you actually feel. Do that for maybe 30 seconds and you can let me know how you feel. Now, if you're struggling where I struggle most, which is, being present when you're around people, this is gonna hurt your relationships. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Your friends are gonna think that, you're not paying attention to them, or maybe they're just as absorbed into their stuff as you are in yours, and none of you are being present, and it's obviously not a healthy way to live. So I'm gonna give you some tips that have really helped me out. The first one is be socially accountable. So tell one of your friends. In my case, I've told my roommate Aiden to watch my back, make sure that when I'm with him or when I'm with other people, I'm actually having conversations with them. Maybe my phone's face down so I can't see the screen light up, but just be a little bit more present in conversations or start conversations. When you're with somebody, try not to be staring at your phone or at a TV or whatever it is. Try to actually look them in the eye when they're talking. I know this is really difficult, especially for people like me that have trouble focusing and paying attention, but try and look them in the eye, listen to whatever they're saying, and then actually, instead of just waiting to say the things that you want to say, maybe actually listen to their thing and repeat whatever they say, fully understand it, and then reply to them and just continue on a conversation instead of saying, random things that you've been waiting to say or trying to one up them whenever they say something good or bad. Actually just listening to them and being a little bit more conscientious of, not just how you feel in a situation, but also how other people feel as well. They need to be heard, they need to be listened to, and they need to feel valued and cared for, just like you do. So I feel like those tips are kind of the easiest ways to start to be a little bit more present, but obviously, like I said, I'm not the yogi guru that probably masters this stuff. This is just what helped me out. It's kind of like the bro science version of it. So I hope that helps you out. But if I missed anything, if you think of any other cool ways that you could be a little bit more present, really nice, easy ways that, even someone like me could pull off, then throw them in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, reach out to me on any social media platform at Mark D. Henny, and you could comment on any of my pictures or DM me on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, and let me know what your tips are for staying present, whether you're by yourself or with other people, and maybe I'll be able to share all of those tips as well to help out people a little bit more. So thank you so much. Happy holidays. I don't know when this is going to be dropped, but happy holidays. I hope that 2020 is wrapping up all right for you. Thank you so much. Continue to support, and that's all I got. So have a good day, have a good week, and have a good month. Thank you so much. Peace out.